Yeah, hello.
Hello.
This is the Professional Association for Psychodrama and Sociometry, and I'm Aiga Udre. And this is the talk with psychodramatists all over the world that we are doing for some time already. And today we have Urban Norlander from Sweden, leader of Swedish Moreno Institute. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, hi Urban. Nice to
Hi.
meet you today. And yeah, let's start with the. I can introduce you, but I think you can introduce yourself better. So tell us about yourself. Who are Urban Norlander?
That's a tricky question. I think I could answer that in many different ways. So,
Yeah.
so who am I? Um,
Who
well,
are you today?
yeah,
Maybe.
well, today I am satisfied with sitting in my home looking out at the green trees outside my window. So yeah, well, but who am I? Well, I can't really answer that. It's too difficult. It's a too difficult question to answer, actually.
Okay.
I could
So
be anyone.
yeah, who do you like to be today?
Well, today I would like to be a guy with a lot of clever answers to the questions that you're going to ask me.
Okay. I think it's happening already. So
Okay. Well, I am a psychodramatist, and I've been doing psychodrama for 30 years or more,
okay.
I think, since
Yeah.
92. I don't know. Well, that would be 33 years then.
Yes.
Uh,
Close to that.
and I have a background in theater, which was that's why I started in psychodrama, because I wanted to be a theater director. So I wanted to start a school in Sweden, a governmental school in theater direction, and I almost got there 2 times or 3 times, but then I realized they didn't want me. So I called a friend that I knew was starting a psychodrama training, and I ended up in that psychodrama training, and then I got stuck there. So I got
Oh,
stuck with psychodrama.
okay. And what was did you got stuck? What was the thing in psychodrama that you liked?
I think it's the nerve. I mean, it's always about something important. Psychodrama, I never find psychodrama boring. I can find theater. I hope not too much, not too many theater people are watching this, but I can find theater really boring. And it's very seldom that I get touched or really emotional touched in a theater play, uh, or but in psychodrama I get uh, touched all the time. It's about life, and it's
Yeah.
about life and death and laughter and sorrow, and so it's really alive all the time. That's what I like. That's what I love about psychodrama. And when I'm a director in psychodrama, it also almost always get the grip of me. I'm stuck there with the protagonist and the group. Sometimes I'm not. When I'm tired and when been doing too much work, then I'm not that close to to the protagonist or to the group. But normally I feel alive when I'm directing psychodrama on stage, and when I'm
Okay.
doing psychodrama.
Yeah. And for now you are doing psychodrama or something else too?
Well, right now I'm doing psychodrama, and the other thing I do is being a pensionist. I'm retired from, so you could say for my professional life is almost only psychodrama.
Okay. Yeah, but because I know you are in a forum theater, or you are doing the forum
Well,
theater.
I have been doing forum theater, but that was a while ago, and that's how I got to know psychodrama because I did forum theater in a way that it was an it was improvisations all the time. So not all the time, but a lot
Yeah.
of the time it was improvisation. So that's how I got in touch with psychodrama, actually. I got curious of it. I
Good.
think that psychodrama uh, takes well when the forum theater ends, that's where the psychodrama, at least the psychodrama performed on stage, continues.
Yeah,
Because
so
forum
forum
theater is about the group, it's about the general aspects of life in general, and psychodrama is more specific and individual, and also individual in the group, but it's more specific.
yeah, so it can be that forum theater is like a warm up for psychodrama. Or
Or the other way around, actually.
okay.
Yeah, but I think that forum theater is more a way of. I think Moreno would have called forum theater for social drama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's because it's. You could say that it's a special way of doing social drama, actually.
Hmm. Okay. And also, I know that you are very much in sociometry, not only
Yeah, sociometry is what I think that sociometry is the. Well, it's almost the foundation of psychodrama. I mean, I think it was Jonathan Moreno that once said that sociometry without psychodrama is sterile, and so psychodrama without sociometry is not knowing what to do, going into the blind.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, tell me what is that you really like in sociometry? Because for a lot of people or new trainers, sociometry is like, eh. It's like
Yeah, and I think that's
painful.
because it puts things on the edge sometimes, and it's because I mean, sociometry is about how we are connected to each other, and you could put it in a broader sense as well, but because it's how for instance, how you and I are connected, if we choose each other or not,
Yeah,
or if we are in a group, who chooses who on what criteria. And it's also in a larger sense. I mean, you could talk about sociometry, world, global sociometry, which states are connecting to whom, and which ones are rejecting each other, and which one are neutral to each other. So sociometry is about how things are connected.
yeah. And sometimes those connections are, but we don't see them.
Yeah, that's the thing about, and that's what's about, I think what people are afraid of, because
Yeah,
when you're doing a sociometric exploration, or you could call it also a sociometric test. I prefer to call it an exploration because tests somehow things make you think of am I good or bad, or have I done right or wrong,
yeah,
and it's not. It's an exploration about in which way are these people connected to each other, and how does these underlying connections, what do they look like? And
yeah,
sometimes that makes people afraid because now they can't hide.
yeah,
Because some, suddenly it's revealed how we are connected in the group. And
yeah,
if that's done in a harsh way or without respect for each other, it can be very people could get hurt. But if
yeah,
it's done in a way that people really so that people can appreciate what they get to know. I mean, if you s- if you if it could also be a relief for someone who has got the sense of being an outcast. And when we're doing a sociometric test, and people all around that person says, no, 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 you're not. but I really got the sense that I don't belong. Oh, of course you belong, everyone says, and very gentle, and then you're doing a sociometric test, and it reveals that the perception of this person is totally right.
Yeah.
And then it also becomes well, I'm not insane.
Yes.
And then you can also do something about it. Now you know, you can't deny it. This is how it looked like. Is this what we want? Or do we want to do something about it?
Yeah. It's somehow to see truth.
Yeah, to see the truth and know, and also in psychodrama, you've got the tools to repair and to mend things.
Yeah. Do you remember your first psychodrama as a protagonist?
Actually, no. I
Okay.
don't. I know I remember some, but I don't think it was my first. I think the first one or the first we did, the first psychodramas we did was mostly vignettas, very short, not so deep, very short, and just to get a grip of it. How is it done?
Of course. Yeah, which one do you remember? That probably is the one that stands out, something like.
Well, one thing that stands out for me is that in psychodrama you can put everything into roles, and that when you change roles, when you reverse roles with something in the psychodrama, you get a totally new perspective, and you could get a totally new perspective, and also be aware what's happening. So the example I remember is that I was kind of depressed, and I think it was a dream, or it was some dreamlike um, scene where I was swimming in a pool, in a pond, and I was swimming to the bottom of the pond, and I was losing power, totally losing power, and the director asked me to switch reverse roles with a person that I had a person or a role that I had created earlier in Psychotron. We created different persons, and I reversed roles with that person, and that person was Janne, was called. So I stood up, looked at myself in this pond, and told, "So why are you lying there? What's the use of that? What? Get up. Let's go down and have a beer. You're so worried all the time. Don't be worried. This is not the problem." So, and that made me come up from this position and do something else about it. And it was nothing, I mean, what came to my mind at that very moment, it was not a thing that I had, this should be good for him to hear, because it came spontaneously out of the role.
Yeah.
And
And
that's one of the psychodramas I may remember. And I think why I remembered it is because of the totally different perspective that I got when I got out of the role and saw myself.
yeah.
So, and I could remember a lot of other psychodramas as well, but this is one when I teach psychodrama, when I train psychodrama, this is one of the things that I usually talk about as being the power of role reverse.
Yes. And that is, that's when, for example, I don't feel that good today, but I have to do things. I can just, role reverse and be in another role of myself, so I can be better today or feel better even.
Yeah.
But yeah, why? How do you think? You are a psychodrama trainer, right?
Yeah.
Why people should learn psychodrama?
Well, there could be a lot of reasons. I mean, to get to get to know yourself better, to get more self-empathetic, so you can forgive yourself for all the stupidities that you have done during your life. Because in psychodrama you see that others are also that stupid. So
Yeah.
so the so the thing about you is that you're only human. Uh,
Mm.
so that's one thing about getting to know more about yourself, um, getting to know more about how you relate to others.
Mm.
Um, what roles are you playing in your life? Is this the role that you'd like to play in your life, or do you want to change it?
Yeah.
So that's more about self-development things and also the therapeutic thing about psychodrama. But also there is the way of getting to know how to um, work with a group, to manage conflicts,
Mm.
to get to know what the group looks like, to get a sociometric eye on a group, to know what is happening in this group. You can, before you have done a sociometric exploration, you can only get an idea of what is going on. But at least you have get some ideas that you could test when you're looking at the group and see if the you can. So you should be better as a group leader.
Yeah.
Me myself, I started off with psychodrama to be a better actor.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Um, but I stopped acting.
Yeah, I wanted to ask how it was for you as an actor.
Well, the thing when you're an actor, there's always things that you can't do. There's
For example.
well, I don't know. I have no example to give you right now, but at I realized that there were roles I couldn't play. There were situations I couldn't handle because there was something within me that just was a barrier.
Yeah.
I couldn't be there in the situation. I just acted as if it was somehow a constructed way of doing it, not really being in the role. I mean, a good actor is in the role. At the same time, he's outside
Yeah,
because
because
you
you know
also have to watch yourself. But this but being as an actor, be able to step into the role. And there are roles and there are situations that could be very difficult to manage as an actor. And by doing psychodrama about it, you could, one way is the real pure role training, but it's also about getting to know what is hindering you from inside. Is it old behaviors or is it old traumas that is popping up when you're trying to do a certain role? So broaden because as an actor, your only instrument is yourself.
yes.
And it's the same thing with a psychodramatist, a psychodrama director. The only instrument you have is you.
Yeah.
So to enhance your way of directing, to enhance your way of acting, you need to work with yourself.
Yeah. And you need to learn all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whenever you stop learning, well, then it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, then it's time to, sit at home and feel comfortable and do nothing, maybe.
Or yeah,
Okay. When what was your last role in theater? Do you know? Do you remember? How long away it was?
well, this was 94. We played Forum Theatre. I think I was, so this was a while ago, 94. I was 38. Oops.
Sorry. But I take you there already.
Yeah, so I think I played a teenage guy who really it was some kind of a love affair, but um, with two girls that I betrayed one of the girls with the other. So it was about, and we played it in schools, or I think, and it was about how to deal with relations.
Yeah.
So it was a forum theater, how to deal with relations. I think that was the last one I played, or maybe it was yeah, because some of these plays I think I played one of the roles I played 250 times or something like
Oh my God.
that. So we made 250 performances with that.
Okay, but in forum theater, yeah?
Yeah.
So performance stays the same all the time, or it changes? I just don't
We have
know.
a basic in this way of playing forum theater that we did. We had a basic story that was, well, 15 minutes long or something like that. Then it was improvisations for 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. Some I know I played at some performance it was 2.5 hours long with improvisation. so so I could say I'm quite trained in improvisational theater.
Yeah. How does this training in improvisation help you with psychodrama to be psychodrama director?
Well, I think that directing a psychodrama is very much like doing an improvisational theater. You got a role as the director, and you have to co-create the drama together with the protagonist and together with the group. So you have to switch between different. I mean, you're in the role of the director, but you're doing it together with. If you're not really close to the protagonist, not I mean, and I don't mean close like close physically, but close. You have to double the. You have to know somehow step into the role of the role of the protagonist and get this feeling out of how he or she is thinking, feeling, and so that's what you do as a director a lot. And at the same time, you need to get out of there.
Yeah.
You can't get stuck with the protagonist, because if you get stuck with the protagonist, then you are in the same situation as the protagonist. So you also have to distance yourself from the protagonist.
Yeah.
So there's a constant moving back and forth. And I think that's what I learned by doing improvisational theater, but because you have to be very close to the others who you are playing together with. And when you're doing forum theater, you also have to have an eye on the audience, what is happening in the audience, and that's the same thing in the group. I don't think that the group is an audience, because I think they are co-creating the drama. But you, as a director, you need to have a sense of what is happening in the group. You can't get totally stuck on stage, because if there could be very important things going on in the group,
Yeah.
you need to get to also get the grip of.
Yeah, because there we are all connected, and
Yeah.
the process is like in the same importance level as the protagonist all the time. So it's
Well, I don't agree on that, because I think the protagonist is the most important. But the second most important is the group.
yeah. Yeah, let's do yeah. So
And the least important person in the room is actually the director.
yeah, right.
So when the drama is over and you're doing a process analysis, and you ask the protagonist, how was the connection between you and the director, and sometimes you get the answer, I never noticed that he was there.
Yeah. It is.
I think I did this all myself. I never noticed any director. That's a good,
Yeah.
that's a good review of the director, I think.
Yeah. And what about, isn't there a little struggle when you become a psychodrama director as an actor that all everything, all the lights are on protagonist or on a group, not the director?
No,
Well,
not. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't think so. Because when it's in improvisational theater, sometimes you end up improvising with someone that is so that you are so connected with that you know have no idea whose idea was this, who is leading this improvisation, who is coming up with the ideas. You have no idea. You don't know. And sometimes this also happens on stage with the protagonist, that you don't know who is guiding who in this very moment. It's just it's something, it's the third thing that emerges on stage that is somehow directing. So it's a real co-creation.
yeah.
But you can't stay in that forever because you have to get out of it as well, because you have a responsibility.
Mm. Yeah, but that's the beautiful thing that happens on psychodrama
Yeah.
stage, you know. Yeah, I wanted to ask you something else about that, but it flew away somewhere.
Yeah.
I know that you have trained nonviolent communication too.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes, why? Because I think nonviolent communication has tools that we don't usually use in psychodrama, and I think that and I think it's useful. I mean, the nonviolent communication has an idea that we all have similar or identical set of needs.
Hmm.
If not identical, so at least similar set of needs that are human needs. And the conflict is very seldom on the need level. The conflict is on the strategy level, how we want to act to according to these needs.
Yeah,
How
okay.
we want to do things so so that needs will be to satisfy the needs,
Yeah.
and that's where the conflict arises.
Mm.
So if we have an encounter with the thing is to really get the contact, if you can get the contact on the need level so that they can acknowledge each other, because we have the same set of needs, but it
Mm.
doesn't mean that we have the same needs in the same situation. So if you can somehow get the contact on a need level, and also on a level of feelings, then it's easier to move forward from there. So to have that in mind when you're doing a psychodrama, and it's whether it's a conflict with a person that's not present in the room, or
Yeah.
a conflict with a person that is present in the room, you could bring it down to the need level and the feeling level, not just being up
Yeah.
here and blaming each other and putting judgments on each other, but really expose yourself with your needs and feelings, and then you can get a good contact. And I think that nonviolent communication has the vocabulary and also some tools for going there. So also when you're doing a sociometric test, there's a part in the sociometric test where you reveal your choices and you say, I have chosen you because this and this.
Yeah.
And then be able to express that in a way that's not threatening to you. But
Yeah.
it's not about you, but it's more about me. These are my needs, and
Yeah.
and my feelings, and I don't think that I can satisfy my needs in this situation on this criteria with you. So I need someone else that, so then you can talk about it.
Yeah.
But if I say, no, you're so you're so angry, or you're so this and that, then it becomes something else.
Yeah, then it becomes, about the other person.
Yeah.
I think this is sometimes in the relationships, when well, for example, man or woman is saying, uh, I think that no is about me, not about the other person's needs.
Mm.
And that's two different stories, and that's why well, for in my bubble, that's why sometimes women get really destroyed by those, no, I don't want to meet you, because they are thinking, oh God, I'm bad.
Yeah.
But that's not the thing. It's just
So
we never
yeah, so
see it.
it's going beyond judgments
Yeah,
and labels, uh, in both on both myself and on the other person.
yeah. So that's very important thing to take
Yeah.
for public, I think.
And I
Because
think that we got the things that nonviolent communication needs for the
what's that?
development.
What's that?
Well, I think that the way of, I mean, stepping into someone else's shoes, we're doing very practically. We're
Yeah,
doing it actually, we're actually doing it on stage. So the role reversal is very important. And I think that what we call tele, I mean, the two-way empathy, the way that I step into your shoes and look at me, and you could step into my shoes and look at yourself with my eyes, with your eyes, uh, is also something that, I mean, we have words for doing that.
yeah, of course.
And also, so, and this, yeah, so I think putting things on stage, and also the holistic view of the mankind.
Mm,
I think that nonviolent communication has that as well, but we also talk about the social atom, uh, the cultural, I mean, and the sociometry, and how that affects a meeting. I mean, two people that's meeting is not just two people meeting, it's
yeah,
maybe 20 people meeting, because all of the people that has influenced this one and all of the people that has influenced this one. So, and be able to take that in consideration also. And if
I
you want, you can go to the ancestors and so on. But we have, it's not what's coming out of these two people's actions are a lot more than these two people's actions. It's a whole
yeah.
cluster of things.
Yes, it is. And I just got this wow moment. That's why it's really hard to meet people sometimes.
Yeah, because they have a different experience.
Yes, and because it's actually very deep.
Yeah.
And you are actually taking all your people together, at that moment. So, yeah, so that's why we train to be here and now and spontaneity, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, well, I think is the being actor and knowing spontaneity from one angle helps you to be director in psychodrama.
Uh, well, yeah, I was. I think so. Um, when you say spontaneity and being an actor, then the way we explain spontaneity
Theater,
in
it's
theater is slightly different from how we define spontaneity in psychodrama, because in psychodrama, I think that Moreno actually divided what we usually call creativity into two parts, one creativity and a spontaneity. And without The spontaneity you can't, with only creativity and no spontaneity, you can't really create something because it has no direction.
Yeah.
Because spontaneity is the thing that gives creativity direction. Did I answer your questions now? Or did I
So
talk about something else completely?
no, I think we talk about that. Well, in theater, there is
Yeah.
more creativity than not spontaneity.
I think there is spontaneity and creativity, but we define it differently. I mean,
What's the difference?
well, the difference in creativity or spontaneity is defined in theater way. I think it's more like impulse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
impulse
being impulsive.
like
Impulsivity.
reaction to
Yeah,
impulses.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but in Mourinho way of talking about spontaneity, it's more. It has a clear direction.
Yeah, and it's not about impulses because then we are talking about impulsivity a little, react.
Yes, it is about impulses, but we don't lose track of what we are doing.
Yeah, and we are like not just reacting. We are
No,
thinking how to react in the best way,
yeah,
how to or in a new way,
yeah,
and because people don't know what spontaneity means a lot. That's my experience.
yeah.
So, and this is yeah, maybe that's the question. What do you think? Spontaneity, Morinian way, or the way it's like standardized to just, well, reaction to impulses? Because
Well, what I think about what's the
what do
best?
you think? Well, because I have learned that actually spontaneity as a term comes from Moreno. So it's not the same as reaction to impulses in a free floating way, like, well, in Latvia, I would say a lot of people think because, oh, that was my spontaneous reaction, but
Yeah,
that's not the thing.
no.
Spontaneity is not that.
So I don't. I think it's a use of words. So it's not that important as long as you know what you're doing. But I mean, it's how we use words. So I know when I'm talking with someone that's not psychodramatist and they say he's so spontaneous, I know that okay, he's not talking about the same thing as I would do. He's just talking about he's so impulsive. Uh, and to know more about what he means by spontaneity, it could also mean that same thing. So I have to ask the question, so was it relevant for the situation? Oh yeah, then it's my way of thinking of spontaneity. And if it says no, then I know, okay, this is not my way of thinking. But I'm not walking around trying to teach people how to talk, because then they would slap me. I just noticed, okay, it's different.
Yeah. Well, because I had the training with some theater teachers, and it's a kind of revelation when you look at spontaneity Morinian way.
Yeah.
It's not just impulses and reaction to them, and because, well, mostly we react in the one way that's trained for my body.
But the one thing I mean, when you're training spontaneity or spontaneity training or improvisational theater, then there's also a thing about saying yes to your impulses,
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course.
and I think that's a good thing. Uh, Not doing that every when you walk on the street,
Yeah.
it might be a very very bad thing to say yes to your impulses, but to acknowledge your impulses and because what you need to train as an improvisational actor first is to say yes to your impulses, not to suppress your impulses.
Yeah, of course.
Because when you suppress your impulses, you suppress both the good impulses and the bad impulses.
Hmm.
So
And
you
your and
so you
authentic.
have somehow learn to listen to your impulses and value them in some way. Is this something that I should do or not do? And then you are somehow being spontaneous in a
Yeah.
meaningful way.
Yeah, and then you can make a right choice.
Yeah. So at first you need to acknowledge your impulses and be aware of them. And then you have to know how to use them.
Yeah,
Good way.
in a good way. Yeah. Okay. What age would you give yourself today? What age do you feel?
That's something I ask myself very often because
Yeah.
I have reached I'm turning 70 next year. And I I think I lost track at 45 or something.
Okay. So
So
it's
I could be something between 45 and 69.
okay.
But I don't. But when I was 45, thinking of someone who was 70 or 69, I think that was quite an old person.
Yeah.
So the way of perceiving age it shifts a lot when you grow older.
Yeah. Good to know that.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, if you could change only one thing in the world,
Oh,
what thing do you change?
I think that most of the bad things that happens in the world is because of lack of empathy. So if I could somehow have a wand and make a spell to the world, I think it would be about empathy, to increase people's empathy and broaden the sense of empathy, not only to your closest friends or closest family or neighborhood or country or race. We don't talk about race in Swedish, but the color of your skin. Then I think it would be. I think that would be a good change.
Hey. Yeah. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, please.
Let's do it. Okay, and how do you see psychodrama in 20 years? After 20 years?
That's difficult because then I will be 89, and I have no wishes for my 89th birthday, less, but I hope I'm still awake and curious. But what psychodrama would be like, I think that maybe it will be more, I hope it will be more integrated in many different, I think that what is happening, I think of, not many recognizes Moreno and his works any longer. They talk about internal family system, things like, and that's really psychodrama without role reversal.
Yep.
And a lot of they have taken out, and he has foreseen that when during his life he said that I will not be remembered. I will only be remembered for my for techniques, not for my philosophy.
Yeah.
I hope that I think if I would make a hope is that Moreno would be more recognized, or the Morenian his tribute to psychology and his tribute to relational work could be more recognized, and that's my driving force when I work, is to make this more recognized. So what I think of psycho, it could go both ways. It could disappear. That
No.
No, I don't want that either. But it could,
Yeah.
and it could also go in a direction that people know more about it. I don't think that psychodrama is for everyone, because but psychodrama is for a lot of people.
Yeah. And how do you see what artificial intelligence gives to psychodrama? Or nah, nothing?
Nothing. Actually nothing. Because, well, it's some, I mean, artificial intelligence is picking up everything that's written on the internet, among other things, and it could be taught to know a lot of things. So it really is what we like to put into artificial intelligence. It can be, I mean, sometimes when I'm trying to formulate myself and write some text, and then I use artificial intelligence to get ideas.
Yeah.
But there are always someone else that has written this from the start. And what I don't like about it, you don't know where it comes from. You
Yeah.
have no idea. It just assembles a lot of information from all over.
Data.
And so you have it's almost impossible to be critical because you don't know who wrote this. Who
Yeah.
said this from the start? When you write, reading a book, you always get these notes and say, okay, this is where it came from. I can go there and look for something new. And for instance, Scott Kirkamuchi's book about sociometry well, this blue book, sociometry, it's a long title.
Yes.
And he has a lot of notes. And sometimes you get really tired of all the notes. But it's a good thing because you can go and see where it came from, and you can go say, okay, I want to know more about that. Where was this written? So I can go and look that up, and I can know more. But so AI and psychodrama, for some to get help, get maybe some new twists on something that you have done before, to get new ideas, but you still need to know. You can't learn from some.
Yeah. And well, also soul stays with the people. I
Yeah,
think
artificial intelligence has no soul
yes.
whatsoever.
And so there's
Just
I think
pretends it has.
yeah.
Oh, Urban, what do you want me to do now? Would you like me to?
He's a good servant, you know.
So it's very polite and very, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, there's no nulls and zeros and ones just there's no soul.
Yeah.
And I think their authenticity should be with the people still, like
Yeah.
we are giving material and giving
So
from our
I'm not against AI, but you do need to remember that it's only a tool, just as well as this pencil is a tool.
yeah, or Zoom where we are
Or
talking.
Zoom, for that
Right.
sake. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you a lot. I think. What would you say in the beginning that you want to be this very smart person, wise person that gives answers, or what?
I
Or
hope that would be, yeah.
yeah. So, as this wise person, what is your suggestion, maybe, or message to newcomers in psychodrama?
I think I have only one. Be curious.
Thank you. Thank you for this. This is classic, I would say. But yeah, still works. Right. Okay.
Because you need curiosity when you're a director. If you're not curious, then you might as well go off stage.
Yeah, then go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you, Urban, a lot for your answers. And I would say they were brilliant.
Not for me to say.
Yes. But I'm saying that. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Aika.
Thanks.